just want to clear some misunderstandings up, but I have never been pregnant. In case anybody was wondering about that. But I have, of course, been around a pregnant person. And even after 18 years, I can still remember the first time touching Gail's stomach and feeling that kick. That is a weird feeling. Our old cat MC used to jump off of Gail when the kid kicked. So if we're wondering how many mothers out there can remember the first time they were pregnant and that feeling. Not the feeling of dancing on your bladder, the feeling of the movement within. Two different feelings, for sure. But definitely a sense of anticipation, a sense of wow. And of course today we have two pregnant women next to each other in the gospel. Two relatives sharing in a moment that I think unless you've been there, it might be hard to fully grasp. And the gospel tells us that Elizabeth said that the baby leaped for joy in her stomach at the greeting of hearing Mary's voice. That's a little odd to me. I don't know that babies do that. But that notion of leaping for joy caught my attention. And we were talking about that with a group of clergy that we met for lunch through Advent, just to crack open the Word and talk about it. I said, I wonder who it would be for me if I were to see them, I would leap for joy. Of course, the first person that came to my mind was my grandfather. I do miss him. I had 38 great years of having him around, but that would make me leap for joy. I also know that a friend of mine who I've known since I was 5, haven't seen in a long time. We connected, reacquainted ourselves through Facebook, beautiful thing. But if he were to come through those doors right now, I might leap for joy because I haven't seen him. Unfortunately, he also is rather ill. I think I ought to get in a car and just drive to Flemington, New Jersey. It's really not that far. But I think for all of us, we could probably name folks for whom to see them would make us leap for joy. And this time of year brings those kind of folks back to the forefront, doesn't it? We remember our family, remember friends. And of course, are always happy to see the people that we see day to day. Hopefully, those faces are also people that make us leap for joy or at least feel good about seeing. But I know that no matter where we are on our earthly pilgrimage, this time of year is always just a little bit hard. And to that, I look to say, well, what did we do with that? Because Christmas is supposed to be a time of joy. Everybody's supposed to be happy. And I want to be happy, and generally I am. But I still have always those twinges inside. And I have a feeling there isn't a person sitting in here who doesn't know that feeling. We also know that Elizabeth said to Mary, "How is it that my Lord comes to me?" My Methodist colleague, he pointed that was the thing that jumped out for him. The notion that God would bother with us. Wow. And I think, again, that's an important thing for me to hold on to. When I look and say, well, Ed's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, is he? But yet God is interested in him. God wants to be involved. God cares that much with all the people in the world that there could be to care about. There's still time for Ed. There's still time for all of us. The gift of the Incarnation, the thing that we are in anticipation for, granted, it may be only one night, but without that gift, the rest of the story does not happen. Without the gift of the Incarnation, without God coming to us in human form, there can be no atonement, there can be no resurrection, and there can be no joyful reunion with those we love, the way the prayer book so eloquently puts it. I have no doubt that there will come a time when I will get to leap for joy in seeing my grandfather again and millions of other people who I have come across. I will hope I will make the effort in the coming year to see my friend Carl again. Maybe he'll make the effort. It's probably easier for me at this point in his life. But I also know this, that I will give thanks for also that Jesus wants to come and be in my life as well. Hopefully I would leap with as much joy at the sight of him as well. So for this last 24 hours, if you will, of prep, maybe it's time to ask what could make us leap for joy. Who do we long to see? Who will we see? And most especially, who longs to see us?